Well, if you've got a concerning report from the doctor, getting a second opinion is perhaps easier than ever before, as a growing number of online services are offering medical diagnoses and treatments. The WFJ's Sumathi Reddy is here to discuss that. Welcome to you.
Thanks for having me.
So tell me about these services. Are they reputable and with medical institutions that really have weight?
Yeah, I mean, second opinions, as you know, have been around forever, but now there's a lot of online services. So there's kind of two types. There's these private companies that are starting them, and there's hospitals and really reputable academic institutions that are starting them, that have had them for a while, but are finding that there's a growing interest in people who want to get second opinions. Okay,
so what percentage of patients seek second opinions, and how often do they render different diagnoses?
Okay, so studies have found that about 20% of the time people will seek a second opinion, but for things like cancer or like really serious cases, it can be more than 50% of the time.
Wow.
And the surprising thing is recent studies have found that often the second opinion does lead to a different diagnosis or a different treatment recommendation. So this can be hard for the consumer because you get two different things, what do you do?
Yeah, now how do the online services work?
So they all have different models, but generally speaking, they collect all your records, they get in touch with all of your doctors, they gather all the information. They have a panel of doctors and experts who will review them all and come up with their recommendations.
And what do experts recommend about doing this?
In general, they say, if it's a life-threatening disease, if it's something that's not getting better with treatment, or if there's a treatment recommendation that's risky or harmful, then you probably do want to get a second opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the great thing about going to some of these places like Mayo or Cleveland Clinic or Johns Hopkins, if you live far away, they have specialists there that you might not have in your area, so you can use those services. The bad part is that if they're online, they're often not covered by insurance.
Okay. And what are the things to keep in mind when you're getting one of these second opinions, especially if you get one online?
So if it's something that is a rare condition or something like that, you're probably better off going to see a doctor in person because they might need to do a physical examination or order more tests. So things like that, you probably don't want to do online. If you get two different opinions that are very different from each other, you might want to get a third opinion. A woman I talked to called it the tiebreaker. She did that. And
okay.
Yeah.
And what does your gut tell you? Do you see this becoming wildly popular over the next 5 to 10 years?
It's, as you know, healthcare costs, that's a big concern. So obviously when you're getting 2, 3, 4 opinions, this is adding a tremendous amount of cost. So it's not something that you want to, there are people out there who will just get 6 opinions until they hear what they want to hear. That's not a great way to do it. But, if you live in a rural area and you really want to find out about, your rare condition, it might not be a bad idea to get a second opinion.
Yeah, you can't really put a cost on your health. But,
yeah.
Okay. No. All right, Sumathi, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.